Hi friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing fantastic and probably enjoying this course and trying to explore new dimensions of urban life. Whenever we talk about urban life, it is not without problems. And that is what we are going to discuss in today's session. And in fact, coming few sessions, our focus will be on understanding various urban problems. Friends, we are aware that cities are dynamic centers of consumption, greenhouse gas production, waste and emissions of pollutants in water and air through industrial and vehicular emissions. The environmental pollution and traffic congestion have tremendous environmental impact. This becomes more challenging and serious in the background of the fact that the world is facing enormous environmental challenges in terms of climate change, resource use and protection of natural environment. Urban areas play a critical role in economic development of a country and are also giving rise to growing concerns about increasing poverty in urban centers. Urbanization of poverty increases as people migrate to cities in search of livelihood and opportunities. So, in this session, we will talk about transportation, traffic congestion and poverty. Let us begin our discussion by talking about transportation and traffic congestion. One of the critical factors in the efficiency of city depends upon the effectiveness of its transport and traffic systems. The urban areas face serious challenges with regard to adequate arrangements for traffic management. Majority of people use buses and tempos while a few use rail as a transit system. The increasing number of private vehicles make the traffic problem worse. They cause air pollution as well. Moreover, the number of buses plying the metropolitan cities like Hyderabad, Delhi is not adequate and commuters have to spend long hours to travel. Poor transport systems, they also choke economic growth and development, and the net effect may be a loss of competitiveness in both domestic as well as international markets. Although Indian cities have lower vehicle ownership rate, number of vehicles per capita than their counterparts in developed countries, they suffer from worse congestion, delay and pollution and accidents than cities in the industrialized world. The city traffic and roads present scenario of serious traffic congestions, delay, high pollution and accidents taking human toll. Road accident fatalities and injuries are critical concerns with regard to urban transport. The imbalance in modal split, inadequate transport infrastructure has added to traffic and transportation challenges in the cities. Friends, public transport systems are not in pace with the rapid and substantial increase in demand, leading to greater usage of personal vehicles. Though operation of metro trains in cities like Delhi, Hyderabad have helped in addressing the traffic congestion of the cities to some extent, there is need to further strengthen the public transport to encourage the citizens to opt for public means. However, much needs to be done if public transport is to play a significant role in the life of a city. One of the measures is to enhance the quality as well as quantity of public transport services and to impose constraints on the use of private vehicles. People should also be encouraged to use non-motorized transport and investments may be made to make it safer. Friends, the Indian metropolitan cities, as we all know, are facing serious environmental problems due to growing air pollution caused by fuels used in vehicles. Atmospheric pollutants commonly associated with motor vehicles are, as you know, nitrogen oxides, hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, sulfur oxides and suspended particulate matters SPM. The ambient air pollution in terms of SPM in metropolitan cities in India exceeds the limit set by World Health Organization. Pollutants from vehicular emission have various adverse health effects. One of the main pollutants, SPM, particularly fine PM, has serious health effects. Let us understand the impact of these pollutants on health, though you all are quite familiar with it. Carbon monoxide, it hinders oxygen transport from blood into the tissues. Large dose of carbon monoxide can be fatal. Sulfur dioxide, high concentration of sulfur dioxide can result in temporary breathing impairment and mainly affects the functions of the lungs. Suspended particulate matter SPM. There are three classifications, friends, for particulate matter: PM10, PM2.5 and PM0.1. Exposure to this pollution has been associated with respiratory and cardiac problems, infections, asthma attacks, and you know, lung cancer has become very common and decreased life expectancy. Nitrogen oxides, including nitrogen dioxide, has been shown to irritate lung tissue, cause bronchitis, pneumonia and reduce resistance to respiratory infections. Hydrocarbons, the incomplete burning of any organic matter such as oil produces hydrocarbons. They result in smog problem to a great extent. Air toxics are organic chemicals including some hydrocarbons that are highly evaporative in nature. You are aware about benzene formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, 1,3-butadiene and acrolein are typical examples of air toxics. Air toxics are pollutants that cause or are suspected of causing cancer in those exposed to them. Benzene has been shown to cause aplastic anemia and acute myelogenous leukemia. Known health concerns related to aldehydes include cancer, asthma and respiratory tract irritation. These air toxics have impacts on the reproductive system by causing chromosomal aberrations or mutations. These small particles, they penetrate deeply into the lungs and are the perfect vehicle for delivering air toxics into the body. To address the air pollution and other environmental concerns arising out of transport and traffic congestion, it is important, friends, to strengthen the integrated transportation system by coordinating various modes of public transport including intermediate public transport. The different agencies independent of each other are operating different services in Indian cities. For example, if we take Delhi, Delhi Metro Rail is operated by Delhi Metro Rail Corporation Limited. Suburban rail service by Northern Railways, bus transport service by Delhi Transport Corporation and taxi and auto rickshaw by private operators. There is lack of coordination among these agencies. Since the ultimate objective is to provide adequate and efficient transportation system, there is a need to have a coordinating authority with the assigned role of operations of various modes. It is important, friends, to promote car sharing, pooling, which allows people to have the convenience of the car, but at the same time helps to reduce congestion and pollution through reduction in vehicle kilometers. Carpooling, in fact, in major cities is being organized through affinity groups, large employers, transit operators, neighborhood groups, or large car sharing businesses. Restraining the use of polluting vehicles and fuels and tightening the vehicle emission standards with constant inspection and maintenance programs will help in addressing the pollution levels owing to vehicular traffic. Friends, we are aware about the green modes of transportation, which includes bicycles, cycle rickshaws, pedestrian, etc. And there is a need to encourage this green technology. Awareness programs for general public and citizens to make them aware about the adverse health effect of air pollution due to vehicular emission. Deaths and injuries resulting from road traffic crashes are also a major and growing public health problem. Therefore, media, NGOs and research institutions should be encouraged to highlight these issues and conduct independent analysis and also advocate possible solutions to policy makers and implementing agencies. Even if you have any suggestions, you can forward. At the same time, fair and equitable procedures for public complaints should be instituted. These can enhance awareness and understanding and also influence public attitudes and public support and create the necessary political will to tackle the problem of congestion, air pollution and road safety. The functional responsibilities for urban transport are categorized, as you know, at central, state and local levels, and thus overall coordination is not easy. It is a challenging task in fact. Thus, strengthening urban institutions by enhancing institutional capacity and financial resources will go a long way in efficient urban transportation system, and I am sure you will agree with me on this. Promoting regional economies and compact townships reduces the need for long distance travel, but also self-sufficient compact townships, which would reduce the need for short distance travel within the cities. In other words, wherever possible, towns of short distances should be promoted. Now, let us also try to understand about urban poverty, which is a very critical challenge in growing urbanized India. Urban poverty is a complex and multi-dimensional phenomenon. The urban poor live with many deprivations. Poverty is the state for any person of being extremely poor and deprived of basic facilities. It is the extreme situation, friends, when a person feels lack of essential items required to continue the life, such as our shelter, our food, clothing, medicines, etc. The urban poverty poses the problems of housing and shelters, water, sanitation, including health, education, social security and livelihoods, along with special needs of vulnerable groups like women, children and aged people. Overcrowded slums without access to these basic amenities and social welfare nets, and with constant uncertainty associated with evictions and loss of livelihoods, gives fuel to social evils like drugs or crime. I am sure you must have studied also about causes of poverty. Let us also try to explore what are the various causes. Poverty is one of the biggest social issues in India. There is no second thought about it. It affects a significant part of the Indian population. When we talk about its causes, rising population is a critical factor. India's population has steadily increased through the years. India's population is equivalent to 17.7% of the total world population. It is an astonishing fact, in fact. Moreover, low productivity in agriculture. We all know that agriculture is the main occupation of our country. A major reason for poverty is low productivity in the agriculture sector. The reason for low productivity is manifold. There are many reasons for it. It is due to fragmented and subdivided land holdings, lack of capital, even illiteracy is a factor, and not knowing new technologies in farming, the use of traditional methods of cultivation, wastage during storage, etc. Underutilized resources. There is in fact underemployment and disguised unemployment in country, particularly in the farming sector. This has resulted in low agricultural output and also led to a dip in the standard of living. Apart from these factors, the low rate of economic development also contributes to poverty. Economic development has been low in India due to various reasons. There is a gap between the requirement and the availability of goods and services. Price rise, constant price rise has been contributing to poverty, and this has added to the economic burden the poor carry. Although a few people have benefited from this, we all agree on this, and lower income groups have suffered because of it and are not even been able to satisfy their basic minimum requirements. Unemployment is one of the most critical factor causing poverty in India. The ever increasing population has led to higher number of job seekers. However, there is not enough expansion in opportunities to match this demand for employment. Another important cause is shortage of capital and able entrepreneurship. The shortage of capital and entrepreneurship is making it harder to increase the production. Apart from economic and commercial aspects, there are also social and political factors leading to poverty in India. For example, if you take the laws of inheritance or you talk about caste system, this also contributes to poverty. Further, the British colonization and rule over India for about 2 centuries, almost all 200 years, have caused damaging harm to the nature of India's economy. Poverty also has serious consequences, my dear friends, though the pace and intensity may vary, but definitely it has consequences, because poverty is linked with negative conditions such as substandard housing, homelessness, inadequate nutrition and food insecurity, inadequate child care, lack of access to health care, unsafe neighborhoods and under-resourced schools that adversely impact our nation's children. Extreme poverty is not only a quelling condition, you know, but it is also one of the world's largest challenges. The effects of poverty are severe. Poverty is also a major cause of environmental degradation. Yes, you heard it right, environmental degradation, because the World Commission on Environment and Development, which is also called as Brundtland Commission, it stated that poverty is a major cause and effect of global environmental problems. It is therefore futile to attempt to deal with environmental problems without a broader perspective that encompasses the factors underlying world poverty and international inequality. There have been several poverty alleviation programs in India, and in fact when we talk about the main objective of 5th and 6th 5-year plan between 1974 to 1979 and 1980 to 1985, this was removal of poverty. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana or Skill India, when we talk about this program, which was launched on July 16th, 2015 to alleviate poverty. The ultimate aim is to upskill around 40 crores Indian youth, huge number. It is the flagship scheme of the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, MSDE, which is implemented by National Skill Development Corporation. We also have policy like Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, and under this scheme, it is a very innovative scheme, the members of parliament can arrange a skill oriented workshop. The needy people can pay a meager amount for attending it. It came into effect in 2016 and it allows individuals to deposit money that has not been taxed. Under this scheme, 50% of the untaxed amount must be paid. The scheme was initially valid from December 2016 to March 2017, which was extended further till the end of November 2020. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation has been implementing a centrally sponsored scheme which is known as Swarn Jayanti Shehri Rozgar Yojana since 1997, which has been renamed and restructured as Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana National Urban Livelihoods Mission since September 2013. The aim of this mission is to reduce poverty and vulnerability of the urban poor households by enabling them to access gainful self-employment and skilled wage employment opportunities, resulting in an appreciable improvement in their livelihoods on a sustainable basis through building strong grassroots level institutions of the poor. The mission aims at providing shelter equipped with essential services to the urban homeless in a phased manner. In addition, we will also talk about this in our coming sessions. In addition to this, the mission also addresses the livelihood concerns of the urban street vendors by facilitating access to suitable spaces, institutional credit, social security and skills to the urban street vendors for accessing emerging market opportunities. We have a very interesting scheme called Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, PM Swanidhi. It is also called as PM Swanidhi 2020. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs aims to provide microcredit, small scale credit facilities to street vendors affected due to COVID-19 pandemic. Friends, you all have heard about Ayushman Bharat scheme. It has created lot of ripples globally because of its intensity and the extensive coverage. So, Ayushman Bharat Yojana or National Health Protection Scheme was launched on 14th April 2018 by the central government to focus on the wellness of low income families and providing medical benefits to them. Under this scheme, around 10 crore low-income families will be offered an insurance cover of rupees 5 lakh every year and will undergo cashless treatment at all the government and private empanelled hospitals across the country for the secondary and most tertiary care procedure. The Jal Jeevan Mission, the urban phase of this mission, has been designed to provide universal coverage of water supply to all households through functional taps in 4,378 statutory towns in accordance with the Sustainable Development Goal 6. You all are aware about Sustainable Development Goals, 17 Sustainable Development Goals propagated by UNDP. And it also provides coverage of sewage, septage management in 500 Amrit cities is the other focus area. Schemes like Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana or Housing for All by 2022 were developed to provide housing to the rural and urban poor. Startup India scheme is an important government scheme that was launched on 16th January 2016 with an aim to promote and support the startups in India by providing bank finances. The Stand Up India Scheme 2016 aims at providing people belonging to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe or women of the country a loan between rupees 10 lakhs to rupees 1 crore based on their requirement. The aim is to promote entrepreneurship among them. Under the scheme, 1.25 lakh bank branches would each be expected to lend money every year to at least one Dalit or tribal entrepreneur and one woman entrepreneur in their service area. Apart from this, we have heard about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. It was initiated in 2014 to ensure financial inclusion by ensuring access to financial services in an affordable manner. The public distribution system PDS, which evolved as a system of management for food and distribution of food grains, plays a major role in poverty alleviation. This program is operated jointly by the central and the state government of India. The responsibilities include allocation of commodities such as rice, wheat, kerosene, sugar to the states and union territories, also issue of ration cards for the people below the poverty line. It also includes identification of families living below poverty line and management of food scarcity and distribution of food grains. Public distribution system was later relaunched as Targeted Public Distribution System TPDS in June 1997 and is controlled by the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. TPDS plays a major role in the implementation and identification of the poor for proper arrangement and delivery of food grains. Therefore, the targeted public distribution system under the Government of India plays the same role as the public distribution system, but adds a special focus on the people below poverty line, and that is why it is a significant program of poverty alleviation. The unemployment issue in India is considered as one of the major causes of poverty in India. The poverty rate of a country can be reduced with high economic growth and by reducing the unemployment problem. Various poverty alleviation programs are set up under the Government of India that aims to eradicate poverty by providing employment on demand and through specific guaranteed wage employment every year to the households living below the poverty line. When we talk about urban problems, my dear friends, the list is endless, and I am sure you all, most of you who are also urban dwellers, face this social challenges probably on a day-to-day basis. In fact, you talk to any urban dweller, one major problem definitely will be of traffic congestion and transportation issues. Now, we know that there is a problem, we know we have a challenge of poverty, we also know that there are multiple programs to address these challenges. So, urbanization has led to intense concentration of population, industry and energy use, leading to a massive local pollution and environmental degradation. The urban areas face serious challenges with regard to adequate arrangements for traffic and in urban centers in India. Poverty alleviation, as we have just discussed, is a challenging task, is very important for overall development of urban communities. So friends, I hope you have enjoyed this session. Rather, I would really expect you all to give a serious thought on various issues relating with traffic, transportation and poverty. And if you have any ideas to share with me, or you have any observations, questions, queries, please feel free to write to me on pandevini@gmail.com, and I will meet very soon with another interesting yet critical issue in connection with urban problems. Till then, be happy, be safe, take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.